this meeting to order on November 25th, 2025 at 2 p.m. for the Warren Housing Community Housing Authority. We have an attendance today.
Shirley Kahn.
Ken Clinton?
Laura Fitzpatrick.
Caitlin Baker.
Michael King.
I'd like to start with, yes, everyone. Let's start with the minutes. I'd like to approve the vote.
We've got three meetings working.
No, we're gonna do the 23rd first, but we're on the now it's a highlight. So, the first one's gonna be for September 24th, 2025 meeting minutes. We're gonna get a chance, I cannot vote, I was asking. You guys get a chance to look at it?
No, a little bit, I did.
These are given to us in the last meeting.
One of those horns.
Let's go.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
They're not at the moment. They're not at the moment.
Vote to approve the minutes of September 24th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I have to abstain as absent. Okay. I would like to approve and vote for the October 1st, 2025 meeting minutes. Shirley, you were not available at that time. And do you remember this quick phone call? Meeting we had?
Yeah,
You ready to vote on it?
Yep.
All right,
Approval for the minutes for October 2025.
a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Approval for the November 6th, 2025 meeting minutes. There's got three of us, and I'm absent. All in favor for approval?
Aye. Financials.
Quarter financials are first.
Perfect. Good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah.
All right, so we have to file the quarterly financials with the OHLC
Yeah.
by Saturday. We'll file right after this meeting, obviously, if they're all accepted from the board. Couple things to note. At the close of September 30th, which is Warren's third quarter, operating reserve estimate's at 56%. So that's a good number. We anticipated at budget time 49%, so a small little surplus sitting there right now before we close the books. MRVP, small little surplus of $970 at the end of the close. And then obviously the West School, as we talked about a couple meetings ago, I'm not sure where the board stood with kind of plans for that property, but obviously with just the utilities and insurance and some of the subcontractor costs, obviously, that continues to lose money.
Yeah, that's something we were just discussing about.
Correct. So I don't know if you want me to reach out to Io, who's the head of finance at EOHLC, to just maybe hopefully guide the Warren Housing Authority on kind of what their options are. or what-
Yeah, could you do that?
Yeah, I can do
That
that.
would be great.
Yeah, I'll
Because
see.
I think we're looking more towards getting rid of.
We wanna do as little as possible so we can
Right,
take it off our board.
right. And I think it would be beneficial just from my standpoint for the entire,
I can't see taking money from the residents here to support a building need that's not even building for them. And even at billing, we still be at a loss.
and then you also need, admin specialty to manage it as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So, yeah, I'll reach out to Io and see if we can get something moving on that standpoint. But obviously from the Winthrop Terrace and 400-1 program, everything looks good.
Yeah.
Obviously with Janie's departure, unfortunately, you know, that and the budget will obviously save some more money for Warren Housing until obviously there's a replacement. But that will obviously go back to the operating reserves as well. So, you know, just me anticipating we're at year end, we'll probably hopefully land around 60% of the higher than anticipated, obviously because of that, right? When did she have like November? 10/29, so yeah, it's almost gonna be 2 months worth of her salary. That's, you know, gonna go back into the surplus for both funds.
I have a question.
Yeah, go
What,
ahead.
what do we do about paying her for her time? She's been.
Oh, that's on.
That's on here.
That's on.
That's on here, it's just
Alright,
part of
let's
it.
go.
Let's
Yeah, we
go.
wanna-
I love it, yeah, jumping ahead.
Yeah.
But, yeah, overall September, same thing, nothing really to note. All the operating reserves, obviously outside of the West School, look good. And once again, we'll process everything and have Caitlin submit after the meeting. And then, I don't know if October was on there, but if it's not, but when you do get your packet, just note that, operating reserve as of October is 57%. So still pretty good, right, as close of October, okay? Any questions on kind of the quarterlies and everything?
Very good. We don't anticipate any surprise increases anywhere, right?
Meaning from what aspect?
Just heating and all those that we.
Well, remember, for the 400-1 program, all the utilities are reimbursed by Boston.
Oh, that's right.
Right, so you all know, when you're thinking about those things, right, it's the MRVP fund is, well, no, MRVP fund, which is the mobile rental vouchers, that's just a voucher, so the landlord and their tenants deal with their own utilities. The only ones that you have to worry about is West School, West School,
What's the other one's not?
right, because that's the only one not that's eating away at the operating reserve, right, so, good question, Laura, but you know, just remember, the 400-1 utilities are already baked into the subsidy
Okay,
package.
that's good.
Yep.
So most of the places are empty, it's just one person there, right?
At West School?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's one person still there, yep, and then
Same thing at the time, at the film, but we did,
Is he being evicted or?
That's in the hands of
We
the
don't know.
legal.
Oh,
We
so
don't
there.
know if Section 8 is gonna continue there either.
Right,
That's
Sally's,
what I'm saying.
he's doing that.
My understanding is there's a lot of non-payment of rent going on over there.
Right.
So it's in the hands of legal for whether they're eviction or not.
Cause I go by there at night, there's no lights on the whole place, you know, I come by, they come home from work.
I love those are hard.
Oh.
As far as I know, there's,
Yeah, I don't-
Mercer
I
is still
don't-
there, the tenant is
Would
still
you
there.
rent? Hey.
You know, yeah, it's still that one tenant there, so.
Yes.
You know, so that means you have to keep the whole building up.
Yes, yes.
What about winterizing all the other apartments and stuff, so you're not wasting your heat and stuff?
Maintenance has always done their best to do everything that way.
Yeah,
They've kept up on that always.
yeah, okay, I'm just trying to
But
catch
an
Oh,
up.
no,
empty
yeah.
building,
Yeah.
an empty room's gonna be colder than a filled room.
Mm,
There's that, yeah.
mm.
they do the best they can, but they have to keep certain temperatures
Yeah, I
for the
know.
safety of everything, so.
And one other thing, just to quickly to note, we got guidelines, I think, last Sunday, for property insurance for, the state program, and that's through Brown and Brown. And 2 years ago, the increase, I think, was 31% to the premiums. Last year was 8 or 11, somewhere in that range. This year it's 0. Which is, it's really good. So now, obviously, I'm working on the budget, just so the board members know, I'm working on the fiscal year 26 budget.
Okay.
As of this week, so I'll hopefully have something to Caitlin by next week. And then, just please note that we'll obviously have to, meet and approve the fiscal year 26 budget in December.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just something to know.
not Christmas, right?
No, not Christmas, no.
Maybe the week before.
Yeah. Sometime the week before.
Sure. Yeah, or the second week, I think the first week is like the 5th, and then I think the second week's maybe the 12th,
Something like that, yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. It's either the second or third week, I think.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else?
So the next thing on here is a request to write off the tenant accounts receivable for vacated tenant balances. It was on a previous agenda before Janny left. So I just figured I'd bring it in since those meetings didn't happen. So you guys have already actually been briefed about it, I'm pretty sure, and it's
Yeah.
already been spoken about, but we just need an actual vote on it.
And just please remember, as the board as well, as part of accounting, we automatically, in the budget, we automatically have a collection loss estimated, but every single quarter, we obviously anticipate and already accrue basically the collection loss in the books. So this
So
is
this
just,
has already been.
it's already part of the operating reserve, everything, it's just a formality now to write them off the AR ledger,
Correct.
basically.
Correct. You wanna make a motion to vote on it?
I motion to vote on it.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approved?
Once it's signed, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Warren?
Yes, next thing's the warrants. You guys should have a printout of the warrant page. I have all the checks here, but I figured we'd do all the signing and everything afterwards, because the regular warrant page shows you what each thing is.
Anyways,
Everything signed. One pop up. I tried to keep it in order. It should be right behind the
I mixed all
write-offs.
my stuff up, that's.
Oh.
Because I don't think we did. I don't know which one.
That's one? That's the second.
Yes, that's the warrant. Yep.
Am I losing my marble? What did we have here?
Right in back of them, right in back of this.
Should have been literally right behind the request for
Right behind
write-off.
the request to write off.
I didn't think so.
I'll get it together, I'm so sorry, guys.
Well,
It's
she-
fine.
she could hear.
I'm in so many meetings this morning.
I said she.
I also did not get these out to you ahead of time, so.
It's not really. So this is. Alright,
Since 6 o'clock. I don't know, since 6 o'clock this morning.
so these are all the normal ones we're always getting.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's anything not standard. There are the LSE Chameleon you don't see very often, and it is a
Yeah.
higher amount because the invoices were going to an email that wasn't being used regularly or checked regularly, so this is like 3 months worth of them.
Okay, that was my question, because I don't remember seeing them before.
And who are they?
There are solar providers,
Solar, okay.
yeah.
Who is Monica Fierro?
She's one of the.
One of the landlords.
Landlords for the MRVP program.
Oh, okay.
Her and Robert Gates.
And Chase, those are all landlords.
Everybody ready to go?
I'm ready.
I don't want to rush you.
Go ahead.
transfer transactions between 11/10 and 2025 and 11/30, 2025.
I second.
Aye.
Aye. Just have the copy of this.
The original copy is here, so I was just, or you guys can pass it around. I was just gonna have everyone sign everything at the end, just
Okay,
to make,
that's
Yeah,
fine.
that's cool.
put all the signing stuff in one spot.
Yeah.
Yep, that's good to know.
The signatures don't need to be watched. Those are good.
I'm always thinking ahead there.
This way we get the on-camera part done faster.
Thank you.
Alright, so, next on the agenda, 5% raise for an acting director, anticipated growth being requested. Now on here, you'll see this paper here, this is it here, right here. It'd be right next to where these go. There's something in here today.
It's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's an off.
It's Thanksgiving week.
Yes.
We all have other things on our minds.
I'm recovering from a mini vacation with my kids. I'll do it to Thanksgiving break and clean.
Oh, did you?
It's pouring rain.
With the Indians then?
Huh?
With the Indians then?
Oh, everything
Yeah,
is
that's
good.
where I'm from.
Yeah.
That's where we used to live.
Oh, good.
All cow out of the.
Yeah, my cousin owns a house on Chad Road.
Oh, I know what that is.
Yes, okay, so. According to the PHN, I'm gonna read this out loud so everyone.
Do you want me to, since your
Yeah,
voice is?
thank
Okay.
you.
According to PHN 2021-03, if an LHA employee temporarily fills the position of executive director during the hiring process, no at-will employment agreement or contract is required, and the DHCD executive director salary and qualification schedule does not apply. The LHA employee's salary may be increased for the period during which the employee is temporarily acting as executive director, but the salary may not exceed 105% of the current salary for the position that the employee occupied prior to being appointed as acting director. I am requesting that the board approves an immediate 5% raise and retroactive payment back to November 6th, when I was voted acting director. I also request to be continually compensated in this fashion until either a permanent promotion or demotion is given.
Yeah.
Discussion,
I make a motion
Yeah,
to accept this request
I second,
from Caitlin.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next on the agenda is revising the board motion from 12/11/25.
Yeah, that was me, it should say 23.
Okay, I was gonna say, was this 23?
It says, yeah, the next paper in line is the
It's-
minutes from
yeah.
2023.
That's fine.
Motion 2, which I think I highlighted, is that the Capital One bill, Lowe's bill, Republic Trash bill can all be paid by ACH or debit to avoid interest and late fees on a monthly basis. It was approved then. I'm asking that we revise it to include all regular reoccurring monthly bills on basically ACH or debit bill pay, so that it does not have to be done by check, because what's happening right now is we are incurring late fees, because, I mean, we have these meetings once a month, sometimes we manage them twice a month, but even then, sometimes, like, I could
We're not
walk
gonna
in
do-
on Monday morning next week, and there'll be two new bills that are due in 15 days, but we won't have a
Okay.
meeting for 3 weeks, yeah. And I'm not talking about
And
anything
then we'll ratify
large.
them on the next meeting, correct?
And then what?
We ratify it on the next meeting.
Yes, so you would still get a warrant at the next meeting, and it would still show all of the things that we've paid. It just wouldn't be, and then you won't have to sign so many checks either.
Yes.
No.
We'll save everyone's
Not only
hands.
that, We'll incur more back into our accounts. We're
Yes,
paying the
because we won't be
fees
paying
and
late
all
fees on
the
things.
Processing fees.
And I did say reoccurring and not just monthly, because like our water bill comes in quarterly,
Yep.
and unfortunately, sometimes we end up paying that. That tends to get late fees very quick. They're very quick to assess late fees. And if I could just pay them, that would be easier.
Yeah.
As part of the operating budget, because they are regular bills.
and you don't have many problems, but not enough money being in the account at any time, so you've always had
Oh,
money to
no.
pay 'em.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't be a problem with that, no.
So why did they do it this way to begin with?
I'm not sure, at some point, it was also switched from credit cards to debit cards, which at some point we need to switch back, because that's actually really strange
But
to
they
me.
maxed the credit card, so it's what they did.
I'm not sure, I just know that things were changed at different points, and
Yeah.
it was a
So
little,
I think they should
I'm
be,
just trying to get it all
they
back to
should
normal.
be paid every month, because you don't want trash building up and you don't.
That too, we ran
you
into
know?
that when we had a bunch of meetings canceled because of all that, we had to basically emergency
Yeah.
make an ACH payment to Republic, otherwise the trash wasn't gonna get picked up,
Yeah,
and I
that'd be-
really don't wanna run into that again.
Like, that should be a regular thing.
It
you
is,
know,
yeah.
Right.
You know,
But-
paying,
That's what
because
she's
paying is
asking.
a big deal.
That's what I'm asking, is
Is it
basically,
Republic?
yeah, is to
It's
have,
the same bills over and
Those
over,
kinds
the
of
same
bills,
amount,
just
paid.
or thereabouts.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
They are like that.
So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the vote, modify
I
this.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approved. Okay, so next up is executive director search.
yeah,
So we have to discuss whether we want to stay with an executive director or if we want to find a management agreement with another agency.
yes,
I would prefer to try and keep an executive director throughout the postings out there, see what we get,
Yes.
and go from there. I'm sure there's plenty of interested candidates.
Well, and I also think a management team is probably possible with the executive director.
Well, absolutely, and then there's a lot of miscommunications, and there's not, there's
Then,
not direct access to the questions.
then it becomes a conglomerate, it doesn't become a house.
Then we run into the issue we did with one of the other housing authorities.
11 straight hours.
Well,
Right.
you gotta take into consideration about them, they were also traveling an hour away, they had, many others that they
Well,
had.
that's what
Oh, I
they,
know,
they
it's
would be
a
doing the
reason.
same, the other
And there was-
management areas would be managing multiple other places. They'll be running around themselves, so it would be
Yeah.
a similar
Yeah.
situation. You know,
And plus, we're easier to work with than other people.
you definitely realize.
I had to put that inside.
Not
Inappropriate.
for me to call that dog, nope.
Only once.
So at this point, I think we definitely need to work on getting out the resume, the postings for the job postings.
So all of that is included in the section
I saw it,
that's clipped together, has just about everything you need,
okay.
that we need. It has an example job description that can be used, and it has all the information needed about posting.
Okay,
And I have the correct, we need to make sure we put it out with the correct ED salary.
Caitlin,
Yeah.
just one thing to update there too is obviously West School's up in the air. Part of the ED salary calculations is also includes
Oh, yeah,
West School. So the question I have obviously for the board and everybody, and is just in general is, maybe I might have to recalculate it without West School maybe,
okay,
and then you can do the range
yeah,
on there.
can you do both? Then we
we
have
can
it.
put it in as a range,
Yeah,
that way that decision is still open, yeah.
Yeah, just because obviously we don't want somebody, let's say West School things develop, we've got an understanding come January, you're thinking of hiring somebody at the end of January, middle of January. They think that the number's X, and it's X minus something,
Yeah.
because now West School's kind of not included in that.
right, and then legally, can we drop their rate, after they sign it?
That I'm not sure of, yeah, I think they would stay at the executive, don't quote me on this, but I think they would
They'd
stay,
stay at their
they
pay.
would stay there until they.
Until the following,
Well, until each year
Yep.
goes up higher and higher, and then if the ED salary calculation from the OHLC goes above what they're making, then they would technically be doing that. But at the same time, just something for Warren Housing, we definitely, don't wanna be paying somebody X amount higher, right?
Than necessary.
And which then eats away at the operating budget
Well, exactly.
for the actual state program,
I
so.
like that, thank you.
Yeah.
What I'll do, Caitlin, is I'll go back and
Yeah.
I'll change it, and I'll send you an updated one without.
so we can put a range, and I
Yep.
can, yeah,
I have a question for you, how much billing hours goes actually to the West School? How much of the job goes to the West School?
it-
You know,
Well,
10
the
hours a
section,
week?
so that's a lot of work.
Yeah, I don't, how many units were there, 6, Caitlin?
6,
Out
yeah.
of how many we have across
We
everything?
got 60 here,
Probably
59
60.
here,
I don't know, maybe 10%.
yeah,
I would have to look at the budget, but yeah. Not as much as you
that's
think.
not that much though, when you're doing everything together, it's, you know, it kinda just rolls into the law. So,
But I'll
Yeah.
definitely get the updated ED one, and the
Yeah.
law, the
No,
law,
that's
so at
perfect.
least someone knows.
Yeah. And I did see, when I went through the PHN, that we absolutely have to advertise for a
Yes.
minimum of 2 weeks.
Yes.
It's not optional.
No, I knew that, I
Okay.
knew that.
Well, I know it had come up from different people at
Where are
different
they
points.
suggesting we,
There are
advertise?
suggestions under there, it's like the back of the second
Oh,
page.
yes, I never had to advertise or just say,
It's the back of the
get
second
caught
page,
or something like that, it's different.
online and newspaper advertisements, minimum of 2 weeks. They have some suggested online places, obviously we can advertise internally, which is the Ware River News. We could advertise out in Worcester through the Telegram and Gazette.
Okay, yeah, cause I think I was.
And then online, yeah.
Like LinkedIn, would that count as a posting, or?
I would assume so. I've
Because
never,
that gets a lot more people than
yeah.
LinkedIn, which is
Oh,
an
LinkedIn,
online, yeah.
oh yeah, LinkedIn or Indeed.
I have a LinkedIn and he never LinkedIn, so I don't know. I think a former job.
I just find with LinkedIn is they wanna throw 100 different jobs and anybody that wants to look at a job, so you get discovered, you go, screw this.
Or 1,000 schools call you.
Yeah, you know, where Indeed it's just a pretty simple apply, but,
Yeah,
you know.
but posting on both would get more votes.
Yes.
What is the expense
Posting in
for
multiple places is better.
that? Have you figured out what the expenses for that?
I believe the biggest expense is probably gonna be the newspaper articles.
Right?
I think a lot of the online postings are gonna be either minimal. Huh? I know that recently, when we posted in their legal section for their, like for bids and stuff, it's about $200 to run it.
Oh, that's not bad.
So that's, I can reach out and get
Yeah,
amounts from the Telegram Gazette and from,
yeah, for the next meeting, that way we can figure it out, we can just post it.
You have to,
Before Christmas, I
you
don't
have to
supposed be
advertise?
posted.
we have to, yeah, for a minimum of 2 weeks.
You have to bet for 2 weeks, because I was thinking, you know, we already have you,
We still have to legally advertise.
But
Right.
legally, for
Right,
fair
we have
employment,
to.
you have to advertise, and it has to be in more than just the newspaper. We have to make an effort to reach out
to a wider base of people.
yes,
Yeah.
a large amount of people.
Does
Yeah.
public access count?
I would imagine we can advertise on there. Can we advertise on public access
The
for
position?
the position? It's a job posting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, we can on the cable?
yeah,
And that would be a good advertisement, you
Yeah.
know, give you some competition.
yeah. I don't have a problem with this.
No, I mean, that's what I'm saying, you don't seem to have a problem with it.
No, if
seem
you
to-
find an
you seem to
ED
be
that already
thriving.
knows what they're doing,
Right.
Go for it.
go for it. I will go back to being an
Right.
assistant, and I'll be very happy.
Would you rather be the assistant?
I have no problem going either way.
Oh,
If we don't find somebody and we need someone to be
That-
ED, I'm learning it and I will learn it, and it's
Yeah.
not gonna be an issue.
Now you sound like Dave, but I'll go wherever I can, but you know.
Uh-huh.
It has to be what you're interested, because if you're interested in it, you're gonna do a better job for us.
Ideally, I was always going to try to be ED. This is just happening a lot
Oh, you
faster
were?
than I expected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, well, I always
She
knew
was.
Janie
Yes,
wasn't
she
going to
was.
stay forever. Because she lives in Worcester, she's traveling from farther away. I assumed at some point she would move to a housing authority closer to her.
Yeah,
I just expected to have a year or two to learn what was going on.
yeah, we all did.
That's all. So like that's why I'm like, I have no problem going back to being an assistant because I don't know what I'm doing and that's completely valid and I
But
don't have
there's
any.
all kinds of classes, right?
Yes, and I'm taking some of them.
Oh, you
I did one of them already, I have to sign up for the others.
Yeah, and they provide them by you for,
We,
Yeah.
Warren Housing does have to pay for them, so I
Yeah.
have to, yeah,
yeah,
Part of the budget has training.
it's part of the budget
that's
for
what I'm
training.
thinking, you know?
But it's not just me, David also needs a bunch of his training to
Yep.
keep his.
Right.
So we need to prioritize getting everything done at different times.
Yeah,
Well, that's good, But all I'm getting at is we have something built in right now between you guys that
Yes.
have experience here.
Yep,
So us going out and just advertising just for the sake of advertising is what we have to do.
you have to advertise, and there's always
We
the
have
chance
to
you'll find
entertain
someone
any and all applications.
who's been
Yeah.
doing this longer, who knows better what they're doing, and that would be great, because then I'd have someone to learn from, even if they weren't gonna stay forever.
Yeah.
Which is why I have no problem either way. Cause either I'm gonna get someone who knows more than me and they're coming to learn things, or I'm just gonna learn on the job and we'll get done.
Or we get someone who doesn't know anything and you're teaching them what you know.
Right.
Well, okay, don't do that.
We kinda thought you were doing that anyway.
I mean, resumes can lie.
Don't do that, please.
You
I'm
know?
petroleum import export engineer, and all I do is pump gas at Exxon.
Yeah.
All the words.
Right, AI.
Alright,
so
so
this, I wanna try and get,
you either need to vote for the management agreement or vote for ED
That's what it
position
is.
search,
ED.
or you can abstain if you wanna think about it longer, we should put it
No,
off.
we gotta go with the ED. I make a motion.
let's see, I make a motion to approve to continue with the, executive director and not an interim
Right.
at this
Good,
time.
that's it.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
If we go down the tools, we'll state what we are. You know?
I think I hate these glasses.
Oh, so this next one is my fault.
Okay.
When we came and did the vote for the lowest qualified bidder for project 318095 at the last meeting,
Oh.
I messed up the wording. So we need
You
to,
have to revote?
we just have to redo the vote so the wording is correct for them to actually move forward with the project. That was my fault. We
Okay.
need to vote to accept FRG as the lowest qualified bidder and accept their base and alternate bids. That's the bid I left out, the alternate bid part.
Okay. I'd like to approve the modification, for project 318095.
I second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
So then I put these on here because you guys had been talking about them. We can do them, we can table them, totally up to you guys.
What's that?
The board chair and vice chair. Wasn't sure where you guys were at with that.
Oh, okay, I didn't get that.
Yeah, this is the agenda. This is what we see.
Oh, yeah, we should do that now, so we have it. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
if
we
you guys
should.
were prepared, that's cool. If you
Yeah,
weren't,
I
we
think
can
we
table
should.
it. I just figured I'd give you guys the
Allow me
option.
either way.
Yeah, I think we should.
Just get it situated so we get our coordinated.
Right.
We need to select the board members as board chair. And then vote.
I nominate you. Yep. Aye. What about this team swimming back?
I've done it before, if I can handle running a house before in LA.
Good, oh, yeah.
Vice chair, I nominate Ken.
I second.
You can't second.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Actually,
Aye. Aye.
It's
all
okay.
right, all in favor of voting Shirley as treasurer to be continued?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That doesn't have to be, I just want to reaffirm that you're still treasurer.
I was gonna say, I don't think that was on there.
Nope,
No, we
it
gotta make
wasn't,
it
but
out.
I just want to
Gotta make it.
reaffirm she's still the treasurer.
Yeah.
Gotta be official.
All right,
Okay, so these next three are all renewals. They are all things that have been approved before. It's just that EOHLC requires us to renew them every single year. And then I uploaded in the Chimp with the minutes saying, we renewed it, we still approved this, this is still what we're using.
Yeah.
So I included both the
graph and,
the plan and the previous meeting where it was approved. The minutes from the last time it was approved, which was July 27th, 2023. It was not done in 24. So we really need to do it for this year.
Okay. Right here.
Yeah, it should have like a pile of minutes on top, a thing of minutes on top, like a paper, and then each of the plans should be behind it.
Just says it's
first one is the fair housing marketing plan. And the second one is the reasonable accommodations plan, and the last thing is to reaffirm the affirmative action goal.
She's not very good at scheduling.
Yes, they've probably come up before.
So I'm messed up. I don't,
I can deal with this all the time.
I only have one client Saturday morning from
yes, I read this.
8 to 9,
We're still not.
and I did for 4 hours.
So we're not making any changes to that, right?
No, they're not being changed. We just have to sign to renew them every single year, so UHSC knows that we approve them every year.
So,
I have to wait in the morning.
we're doing the, I'm looking for a vote, let's see, to approve and renew your reasonable accommodation plan.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approved. I'd also like to put the vote and reapprove the affirmative action goal.
Oh, I don't like it either. I mean, if you get it or not, my husband
That's
is.
right here.
And that,
It's in the middle. It goes along
I
with,
don't mind it, but one thing I hate is that everybody else put their lifetime.
Finger first.
It's just so bright. I've always had this difficulty where with too much light in my face, my eyes start watering.
systems is, and applications, etc.
No, I'm just checking to make sure that I don't throw the underwear in there. No, there's other people that make me nervous. And actually, that doesn't happen a lot. Once in a while.
long,
I'm glad to hear it's getting some rest.
you're getting a name, a long time.
It's
That
a nice idea.
was good, sorry.
LHA stands for Local Housing Authority.
Okay, so that's all that is.
My brain was like something how,
Yeah.
I couldn't get
Oh,
the
cute.
local.
Sorry,
Sorry.
sorry.
Yeah, it just means local.
Alright,
This
so,
means local.
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay. Easy and.
loving housing authority.
there we go.
Alright, so can we,
Yeah.
reapprove the affirmative, action goal?
I second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye. That's approved. How about the Warren Housing Authority annual plan?
We still need to do the fair housing market plan. You guys did reasonable
No, we
accommodation.
voted on the fair market, that was the first one we did.
I must have missed that.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the reasonable accommodation one. So do you know who,
We all voted,
yeah, who put it out, who seconded it?
Motion.
I put it out,
Okay,
she second,
okay.
all in favor.
So that leaves the Warren Housing Authority annual plan, which
Yeah.
I think you guys were given a previous time, so it was on a previous agenda. Unfortunately, I cannot find the one that maybe I'm supposed to have a copy of, so we may have to, oh, you have it! Nate.
I,
I
no
don't,
guarantee,
I was like, oh, I
what
have to
month
keep.
was it?
I just assumed it was from the meeting that was supposed to happen on October 23rd, maybe? Is when it was originally supposed to happen, but then we didn't have
What
the
is this, what is this from?
the annual plan.
I thought we voted on
I
that.
think
We
I-
were supposed
no.
to on the 23rd, and it didn't get voted because the meeting didn't happen.
Right, but we didn't vote on it before, I thought, no?
It
No, we
wasn't-
housed it and we voted on other stuff instead, that was emerging.
Because I know, I remember reading about it.
Yep, I'm just.
I know I
Well,
have
as
it,
far as I
I
know,
have
it
it
wasn't
sitting on my
actually
filing cabinet.
Well, my understanding was it wasn't being voted on, it was mostly just being
Can discuss?
discussed,
and
that it
then
exists, and that we're, gonna use it.
First quarter, I'll go backwards.
It wasn't on that agenda as something being voted, so I didn't put it on this one as something being voted.
Oh.
It was just basically there in case anyone had comments on it, basically. It was for public commentary.
What was it called? What was it called?
The Warren Housing Authority annual plan.
I need the glasses back.
It was that big one you got with like the
Yeah.
many different
Yeah.
language
I
access parts
have
on
the
it, yeah.
packet here. The 5-year PHA plan?
I think so.
No, this one here.
No, that was for HUD.
Okay.
Yeah,
This one here?
It's okay, it wasn't a vote, we can put it off to December.
Oh,
Proposed annual plan for fiscal 2026, right?
Yeah, I think that's it, yep.
I have it right here, the whole thing. And in Spanish.
Yes,
And
that's the one.
Arabic.
You know, there was a really big packet because it came
I
in
have
multiple
it, yeah.
languages,
I know I
yeah.
have that,
I
Yeah,
have it right here. Do you need a copy?
I don't have it with me.
Do you have a copy
I
or
have a
want a
copy.
copy?
No,
But it might be, open it and then, open the.
James Bergen usually, I think, with the OHLC on the whole annual plan.
okay,
For the housing authority for fiscal year 26,
Yes.
which goes through, I think, all the capital, improvement needs.
okay.
Yeah.
right, yeah, we went through that,
You did go through it.
right.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it had been gone through, so that was why I put it on
We
here.
were.
I got lost
on
We were
what-
voting.
Yeah.
What was discussed and what
We
wasn't.
went through that.
It's not everything.
Not everything, because she was still waiting for more info from me.
Oh. Did you get
Okay,
it?
well then I guess that's something I'm gonna have to hunt down.
So you haven't got the other
Do you
information?
need a copy of this?
I will go look, there's, a lot of the paperwork in the office was kept in just piles, and I just haven't gone through all of them yet.
I can walk over after and just
Yeah.
copy.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Yeah. After we, yeah, that was the only thing, and we'll make sure I'll have it right for next
Or
one.
while we're signing, you run and make a copy.
Yeah, that too, also possible.
See, there's a method to my crazy madness.
So that was the last thing on the agenda.
That was it, huh?
Yep, that was it. So I'd like to vote to make, adjourn the meeting.
I second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Aye. Thank you everyone for attending.
Yep.